Not that we're really doing much right now, but... I forgot to do the vertical stream on YouTube. Oh, bummer. How are we gonna get by without the vertical thing that doesn't look right? Hold on, I gotta plug in my chat into my OBS. All right. Okay, so we are still running into the issue that what could be happening is that the cabin manager is despawning before the cabin mesh. And so what I'm thinking is that this is losing its reference. There's no reference to this anymore. But what's weird is that this isn't giving me an error. So I'm kind of confused. No, it has the static meshes. Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I fuck up the class filter? It is item pickup, I'm pretty sure. Let's add a breakpoint here. I wonder if this shit somehow like physics body. Let me double check, because maybe is the item pickup not a physics body? I'm pretty sure it's a physics body. It's a physics body. You know, Muhammad? Dude, what? What? What's the problem? We're making it so we can despawn items that are outside of the zone when we enter a station. But for some reason they're not despawning. I think I gotta put spawn volumes in all of the trains. That's my next task. So, here's something funny. It's got a reference to the static mesh actor. Which is the cabin. But it's reading 000 for the box position. Even though the relative location for the Y is negative 8,000. And the box extent is also reading 000. What? That it's yeah, weird. I own so bad? Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me. Well, now I know. Now I know. Okay, we still are getting no values from the locations. I don't know if like that information's all getting like completely destroyed during the destroy process. We are still getting the references to the trains. Let me try continuing this. Nope, still the same thing. Different cabin, though. What? Component bounds. Is this in world space or not world space? Well, I don't know. Great. Fantastic. Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, did I forget to... Whoops. Today's gonna be a rough day. Today's gonna be a rough day. Maybe I just get the active location for the origin, but then I gotta get the extent. Aha! We got a box position. We got a box extent. Which looks... slightly okay. I don't know if the extent needs to be doubled. Let's do this. Let's do something just so we know this shit's actually fucking working. Draw debug box. I don't think I need a rotation. I hope I don't, because I'm not putting one in. Yep. Oh, right. Because it was a flatbed. It was a flatbed that was right here, so obviously it's only going to get the extent of that flatbed. Right. Okay, this still has items, so that means it's doing it in order and it's not deleting the items that are spawning inside of the next train, from the looks of it. We gotta fix our enemy AI will periodically fall, I think, through the world, if I were to guess, and then he doesn't delete himself, so we should probably fix that later on in the future. Alright, well, we found the problem. Get actor bounds doesn't fucking work sometimes. Good times. Love that. We love that. We love that for ourselves. Hell yeah. Now, what I am finding, though, is that we might want to extend the extents on the Z slightly. I think that might be a good idea. So we'll do 1, 1, and then let's do like 1.5 for the Z. And that should resolve any issues with like the flatbeds having items spawning in spots that are, you know, not there, I guess. All right. Let's see if that worked, though. Yep, here we go. So the flatbed, well, we don't know if a flatbed spawned in. But it should have a raised extent, similar to like how this is raised. Okay, cool. Which is good for us. It should despawn any items. It should not be there. So far, I'm not seeing any items, which is technically good because none of these trains have item spawners. Is the game one day from V1.0 release yet? We're a little ways away. we're a little ways away. All right, so the route system. How far the train is to the next station? Also shown on a display at the front of the train. We're like basically done with the route system. Now, of course, the one thing that we need to do, there are obviously more details I'd like to do with the route system. Like, for example, when you get to the end of a station, maybe you should get paid for how well you did the work. Oh man, that is a little bit scope creep, but probably ideally a good idea. Okay, let's just call that done for now. It is essentially kind of done enough for the loop. We do need to get the 5th station ending the game, or at least being like, your shift is over. I think what would be cool is making it so players can continue the shift if they wanted to, and then the game periodically just gets harder and harder. I think repo is like endless, right? Or is it kind of like you get to like a certain point and then it's like that's technically finished, but you can continue? How does repo actually? Is there even a end point? It doesn't end. Interesting. Very interesting. So you just keep going. I think for me, I would love to have like an end state so then players can work towards something, but if they want to keep going, then they can. And then we can have like more achievements that like if you like keep going or something like that. I feel like that could be kind of like a good way of going about it. They have modifiers that apply to the enemies each time you play. Isn't that the blood moon thingy? The moon stuff? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that stuff. I love that stuff. Big fan. Big fan. Hold on. All right, well, now that we're done with that, dude, we gotta start we gotta work on the maintenance tasks because there's still quite a bit to do there. We do have to do the purchasing thing for the shop. The monsters needs perception systems. Fuel ratio needs to be impacting stuff. Let's take a look at our maintenance list and let's get a task done today. The steam leak, like we kind of have a lot of this ready for us. Like we have the pipe. We just have to make this an actual like, we just have to make this a gameplay thing. You know what I mean? So what would be the idea for the steam leak? Does it like maybe somewhere along the pipe we spawn a steam thing that can damage the player if they enter it? And then the player just has to twist this until it stops, and then it stops the steam leak. Maybe that's the gameplay flow. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that would be the flow. So let's get a task for this going. In progress, steam leak maintenance task. What's the 0 at the top left? That's the amount of money your team has, or the amount of money that's currently in the session. So if I go and sell the mysterious ball, at the shop, you'll see that it increases. 8. Steam leaks, Gaben doesn't like that. Gaben did not like that. Dude, I'm looking forward to the deadlock update, man. Randomly, variable for determining where steam could leak from. So that means that like we'd have to either that or I could somehow dynamically find pipes nearby a network and then like create a spline or something. I don't fucking know. I'm just thinking it'd just be like a box extent or like a line from point A to point B. Now we do need to be careful. If I randomly generate where the leak could occur, it should not occur where the valve is. Otherwise, the players literally can't do anything. And it can't be right below it in this scenario. So I am thinking we make a box. I think we just make a box. Or we make an array that can then pick references to static meshes, and then it could randomly select which static mesh to actually spawn a Steam leak in. What's the goal for today? Maintenance tasks. Basically more gameplay. Basically gameplay. Essentially gameplay. You know something that's really bugging me? I need Unreal to stop automatically selecting recompute normals when we import because it is fucking up my normals. Just realized this shit's smooth for no reason. Gameplay in a game? I know, right? Crazy. Half of our gameplay is like repairing stuff on the train. So I'm thinking we should just like really get started on like getting a bunch of these like tasks out of the way for being able to repair parts of the train. I feel like that's the ideal. Okay, I'm liking the idea of an array of static mesh references. Do I like that idea actually? I kind of do, because then we can just pick any pipe anywhere. Okay. Variable for determining where steam could come from. Array of static meshes. Then spawn replicated Steam blueprint. Steam damaging players. Steam damaging players that run through it. Need to figure out dot damage. Maybe the Steam also launches the player if they run through it. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. It slowly impulses them. Which could be very dangerous if you have to repair a steam leak on the outside of a train. Could be very bad. Yeah. Very bad. Steam impulsing players that run through it. Okay. Delete Steam BP upon task completion. All right. Hold on. I gotta turn off my dryer. Give me a second. Dude, it is blizzarding outside. The snow is bad. It is rough out there. It is rough out there. It is looking rough. So let's add a label. Core gameplay loop. You know how it goes. This is a part of the gameplay loop. Okay, variable for determining where steam could leak from, an array of static meshes. All right, so that's the very first thing we're gonna get started with. We need an array of pipe references. And this will be a static mesh actor. And essentially the idea is that we'll be able to select from any of these pipes and then burst them, and then all is good. So here we have our pipe references. We're going to select the one at the top. I'm not going to select the bottom pipe because if this bursts, we have no access to the valve anymore. Now, I think what I'm going to do is anytime we detect that this is now bursting, I think we're going to do a bunch of line traces to determine an actual spot where this could go. And I think we're going to give it some rules. So we could select this one and they could burst on the bottom here and then flow that way, but there needs to be accessibility to the valve, at least by crouching or something else. You know what I mean? Like there has to be some accessibility. Either the player has to go around, so we have to kind of design it in such a way where the pipe is in a spot where it could be accessed from two spots. I think that would be the idea. Yeah. But at the very least, right now, we got pipe straight L. We're laying some pipe. Okay, so let me see if I remember how to do this. Let me go to the task actor. I think we just call maintenance task activated. That's it. Let me check the fuse box though. Because the fuse box is our first instance of all of this. So in here we call maintenance task activated. Okay. So this is where we do the goods. This emote's so weird. Hey, listen, at least it's not a gooner emote, okay? No gooner emotes. Have you guys ever entered a Twitch channel where literally anything you type, any random word could end up being a gooner emote? It's definitely an interesting vibe. It's an interesting vibe. It do be an interesting vibe, gotta say. Okay, so maintenance task activated. We need to create a steam explosion. A steam explosion. Now, I think this is already set to replicated, and I'm pretty sure this only runs on server. No, it runs on everything. So we just want to check if it's server, because we're just going to spawn the steam from here. I remember entering a friend stream once, and they asked me how I was and how my day was going, so I wrote it out in the chat, and every other word was a fucking 7TV emote. It's like a minefield. Type one wrong word, and then you have a butt in your face, or like jiggling the booba. Yeah. Listen, at least our emotes are like not regular words. What are you gonna say? Licka in like sniffa in a sentence? No, you wouldn't. Like you're explicitly saying the word. Also, Ducker enabled some emotes, and I don't. Okay, job. Okay, job is just funny. All right, I know. Slop, job, train. I know. Okay, you guys are onto something. Maybe I just enable a disabled train. Okay, I'm dumb is funny. Don't don't judge that one. There are a couple words I could probably disable. Like train. We could probably disable the train one. We're keeping the Forsen emote. That one is deserved. Forsen viewers are a different breed. What's the deal with Forsen? What's the deal with Forsen? Now you guys are just going through the emotes. I don't know what is. I literally listen. There's a couple emotes in here that I did not enable. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. I think we can keep, but there's some. I don't. Let me look through. What are my emotes? We got weebs out. I don't. We got what champing? I didn't enable like half of these. Germa, please. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing more people type out Germa, please. We should have that. We should have that more in chat, honestly. Germa slug pog. Who the fuck enabled this? Who the hell? Oh my god. What? Orson, Switzerland. Yeah, no, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Get it out! Streamer hates Swiss people? I'm Swiss. What do you mean? I need a Steam. Steam. More Steam. Pipe Steam task. Pipe Steam task. Particle effect. Steam. Steam. This is not the Steam I was looking for. I was looking for a different kind of Steam. I'm looking for a different kind of Steam. Steam Damager, sure. Hello, where is the origin point? Where the flippity floppity is the origin point? The grid origin axis. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's do minimum 60 and 90. Thank you. Scale sprite size. Sure. Actually, Steam Damager. Oh, I already did it. I think we want the lifetime to be slower and more spawn rate. Where is lifetime? Where is the lifetime? Where is lifetime? Where is it? Where is lifetime? Where is it? Where is it? Spawn rate 4. Okay, but like, oh, there it is. 5 seconds to 7 seconds. Let me do 2 to 4. We're just working on Steam right now? Yeah. Steam currently, and then the next task. Whatever it might be. Add this, please. Entire B movie. No, we're not gonna enable entire B movie. Although that is really fucking funny. That is really, really funny. Oh shit. I kind of want to enable it. Do you think I could get in copyright trouble if that ends up on screen though? It is just images of the entire movie. So the problem is the Steam is a gameplay element and we can't fucking see it. So I need you to step up. I need you to step up. I need you to fucking step up. All right. Is this a joke to you? I need you to step up. Oh, the camera depth fade is a bit alarming because let me make a new material for this. M Steam sub UV. There's some Twitch streamers who do movie nights on Fridays this day and delete the VOD afterward. They're fucking stupid. That they would stream a movie on Twitch. Unless they're allowed to. I don't know. I don't think that's a smart idea, to be honest. You know, I don't think that's a wise idea. In a couple years, when you're a slop dev billionaire, B movie creators will sue you for all you own. No! No, my $5! You can't do this to me. Where is my alpha? Color. Ah. Yes. This is the alpha. I see. We want to keep the alpha for longer. Also, the scale, it just keeps scaling. We probably don't want it to scale that much. That's just because that's the scale. Sprite size 70 to 100. Aha. 30 to 50. Where the fuck I am. Although I wouldn't mind a little bit of like scaling over time. You know what I mean? A little bit of scaling over time don't hurt nobody. Yeah, it doesn't hurt nobody. It don't hurt nobody. Uh-oh. That was the wrong number. How do I flatten this? How do I flatten this? How do I... Ah, well, whatever. Maybe this is not the right particle effect for what I'd want for a gameplay element. I'm not liking it very much. Also, probably should be slightly larger. We also need to change the material. Good thing I created a different material for this thing. I think I want this to be unlit, mainly because it is, at the end of the day, a gameplay element, and we probably want it to be noticeable everywhere. And golden. Although I will probably redesign this at some point or another. Dude, the rotation of every single sprite is the same, and I'm going fucking crazy. I'm going insane. Sprite rotation angle 0.2 to negative 0.2. Hey, I got an idea for you, motherfucker. How about negative 1 to 1? How's that? I think that's a bit more randomized. Why did Twitch flag that as hurtful language? Schizo? Wow, Twitch really is going downhill, huh? How's the friendslop going? You know, Atlas. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, we are friend slopping. I feel like this should be a lot faster. What if we emulate speed in the effect without actually emulating speed? Think about it. Emulate speed without speed by adding a panner on top of the opacity mask. Then we can emulate more speed by adding a panner. To the thing. Yes. 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 And then we multiply that in the thing. And then it looks like it's moving faster. Yes. Thoughts? Okay, but what if we... Shut up. Moving on. What if I... Make it faster. Yes. All right. It looks interesting. It's not actually going in the right direction, though. The speed is incorrect. Because the entire thing... Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Because we rotate it. And by rotating it, we fuck it up. Okay, I got an idea. What if we just don't rotate it? Oh, right, but then it depended on, like, which direction. Okay. This idea is really falling apart. I had an idea, and now I no longer have an idea. It's like, it's just gone. It's gone. My idea's gone. I had such a cool idea, and now it's all gone. Alright, just multiply the fucking thing. because I want it to be slightly thicker, and this is not helping right now. Okay. Steam. Well, at least you know it's there. It's not exactly the particle effect I want, but it's what we get for now. Look at that. It costs nothing. You know, it actually isn't that even, it's not even that bad in quad overdraw. What if we remove the dither temporal though? Out of curiosity, what does it look like? Honestly, not horrible. Not great, but not horrible either. I think the panner is not doing, it's not doing it any justice. I'm not, this little effect thing here, not looking too good. But it's not horrible. Guys, it's not looking good. The panner doesn't look very good. The panner does not look very good. I thought we had something going. We don't have something going. I thought I was cooking. I'm not cooking. I'm actually anti-cooking. It is not cooking. Man, I don't know about... Just put the dither back in the... Put the dither back in the box. Put the dither back in the box. It's fine. Just put it in the box. All right, there's our steam. Steam. I feel like steam would have a darker color though. This isn't actually doing anything, is it? It's not doing shit. Where is the color? Where am I setting the color? Oh, in here. Well, that's fucking... Well, that's just dumb. How do I show a color wheel? Thank you. If it hurts, I think it should look under more pressure. Increase the velocity. Fine. What are you, my boss? It doesn't really look like it's under pressure, huh? All right, whatever. This is fine for now. We'll change it in the future. It's obviously not great. We'll work on it. We will work on it. Over time. I just want a flat emissive color. I do not want any base color stuff in there because I'm not liking the little dark values that it's producing. Cool. What if we make all of them have the same lifetime? I wonder how that looks. I think I do prefer them all having the same lifetime. You really hate particle systems? Well, it's more so that I don't think this is a type of solution where a steam leak or like a pipe that's burst. I feel like it's gonna need more layers, not just like this smoke, but at least to start, so we can move on with my life and work on the actual system. We need to work on the system. How you doing, Golden? I don't know if I said hi. Well, yeah, we'll make this look more intense at some point or another. But for now, let's just get it spawning in the world in multiplayer, get it deleting in the world, and then all is good. So this is going to need a box. I'm just working ahead. And then let's get a general area for where this steam is. And this will be the damage range. Nice. Nice. Doing fine, just very tired. How about you? Man, I don't know what's been going on. I think it's the winter or the season, but I'm feeling pretty tired too. I think I just realized what's wrong with this smoke. The sub UV isn't working. I knew there was something wrong about this fucking thing. The damn animation wasn't running. I think it's running now, though. I think. Look at this video for inspiration. What is this? Checking the new safety valves on Steam. Yeah, the velocity is pretty fucking fast, huh? That shit's fast. It's going real fast. But then the problem is if we make it really fast, then we need to change the burst rate. It's just, this is just a really shitty particle effect for this. Let's also change the alpha rate. We probably want this to like appear much quicker. But then the other thing is we need to change the lifetime now because it's extending too far. There, close enough, chat. Listen, guys, close enough for now. Close enough for now. Close enough for now. I think ideally we'd want some other particle effects in here, not just the one smoke thingy steam. I think we'd want like some other stuff. Dude, how do you remove this damn error? This stupid error. Get it out of here. Get the damn message. There's no way of removing whatever. Anyways, okay, we got our steam. Now we just need to spawn it and then delete it when the valve has been spun. So, let's first start with spawning the pipe in a random spot in the pipe reference. We're going to do a random array item. So the server will call this. Then we're going to get the bounds. I'm not going to do get actor bounds again. We're going to do static mesh component because last time we did that, it did not work. Get component bounds. And then we want to do random box. Random point in bounding box. Okay. Crim when he can't silence the errors and warning messages all the way until the release when it becomes bug dead. Listen, I literally don't know how to silence those warnings. They're just warnings from when you convert a cascade effect to Niagara. And for some reason, I saw the tutorial for that plugin, and it shows there should be a button to like just hide or remove any like warnings from the transition. I don't have that button. I think that's a 5.7 thing. It's not on my engine. I can't see it. Did you try turning it on and off again? Crazy thought. I did. I don't know if there's like a button I gotta enable. Maybe it's another plugin to enable the turn off button. UE's modeling mode is incredible. Been playing with it for the past 2 days. I was able to block out so much stuff. Yeah, you should check out Scythe, man. I feel like you might like it. I don't know. I don't know if you were into like Hammer and like kind of the source, the flow of doing stuff, but yeah. Here's a tip. Don't. Wait, what do you mean, Cat Pie? What's wrong with Scythe? Or are you talking about Unity? You talk about the Unity reference. Yeah. He added weighted normals in a recent update. Although for some reason they call it dominant face normals, which, I don't know. It's technically just weighted normals, which is cool. Being able to set weighted normals in the engine. I don't think you can do that in... I wonder if the Monolith Tools has a way of doing that, actually. Smoothing groups. There's a polygroup edit. I don't think there's a way of setting... Like, I'm curious, if I were to bevel this... The bevel isn't... That doesn't look like 45 degrees, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Something doesn't look right there. Anyways, yeah, I played around with it for this little block out thing. It's good. It's I think it's great for blocking out and stuff. Yeah. The fuck do I know? I just got here. This motherfucker is so cryptic. I don't even know what he's saying anymore. What's the subject? I don't even know. Cake? It has an auto normals button that's worked for everything I've been doing. That's sweet. That's pretty sweet. Great video reference. Guys, I'm not editing the fucking Steam leak more. Unless this like is an accident waiting to happen. Oh, this looks like the most fucked up boiler. What the hell's going on? Knobs and shit everywhere, man. Just shit everywhere. Spider webs, bro. What's with the webs? Clear the webs, men. I think it's just a small leak. That's probably what the poop water is. Make this one of your tasks. Brother, you're going to have like a fucking PhD in mechanics. I honestly was waiting for sites to fully release on Fab so I can do a one-time purchase of it. Also, the guy who made Yui's modeling tools quit Epic to do that full-time, but I think he dropped it because it wasn't viable financially. Yeah. Yeah, Scythe looks cool though. I wouldn't mind adapting that workflow for like, just for like architectural like walls and floors and shit. I would not go as far as like using it for like everything. Like if I need to make a gun, I'm modeling that in Blender. Get the fuck out of here, okay? I'm not modeling literally everything in the engine. It's more so just for like getting wall pieces in and shit. I'm still trying to figure out what like the proper workflow for that is though. Like, do you do everything as a modular piece? I don't know. The UV modeling guy made it free and open source? Gradient Space Toolbox. Ah. It does look quite a bit like the current day modeling tools in the engine right now. Probably with some changes and differences, of course, though. Export entire levels as reference geometry for use in Blender. Oh. Pretty cool. We need a slate window that hosts Blender. That's psychopathic. That's psychopathic. I want to do my taxes in Unreal Engine. Can I open up TurboTax in my fucking engine? Technically, yes. All right, guys. All right, everybody shut the fuck up. All right? Fucking smart asses. Can I order 2 cheeseburgers and a soda from Unreal Engine? Probably. Based on what everybody in chat is saying, yeah. If anything, there's probably someone making a food delivery app in Unreal for some stupid reason. My car's software is ran by Unreal Engine. I can't order food anymore. Last time we ordered food, my partner found plastic in the food, and that was a big turnoff. To be fair, I probably would have eaten it anyways, even if it gave me like a huge fucking stomach ache and shit. But like, you know, seeing the fact that there was a big chunk of plastic in her food was quite alarming. That was probably the nail in the coffin. Give me like a month though. I'll probably order more food again. Although I really shouldn't, because I've been ordering a lot of food. And if I ever show, admittedly, if I were to ever have to show my accountant all of my bank statements, I would be slightly embarrassed. Slightly, a little bit. Just the amount of DoorDash orders is... I am a little embarrassed to admit how many DoorDash orders I've done. Because I just can't cook or eat food. DoorDash plugin inside of UE? Hell yeah. After writing enough lines of code, it allows you to place an order at a nearby food place. And then every time you complete a task, you gain points that then allows you to order something on DoorDash. Every time it autosaves it, places an order, my bank account would go in the negatives. All right, anyways, we were working on this thing. We need to spawn an actor spawn an actor from class. Steam. Spawn transform. So what we'll do is we're going to check the rotation of the valve for now, but in the future we're going to do like a whole line trace system to determine which direction it should face. But for now, we'll just do this in the world rotation of the valve. Surely this will work just fine. All right. So that means we can now set the task active. No, wait, no, valid task. Sorry. Shit. Fuck, I should probably change that so I don't accidentally do that. This should now be a valid task. And it is a Steam leak. This train should have it in its valid tasks list. Maintenance tasks. Fuse box, pipe valve. Okay. So in theory, this should spawn randomly at some point. Task cooldown 60 seconds. Let's do 30 because I think no, let's do like 20 for now, just so I should be able to see it in the first task. Aha! It's facing the wrong direction. Yeah, well, I guess we can just do this, you know. This probably won't work all the time, doing what we just did there, but... Oh, you fucker. Oh, Viagra, huh? Okay, hold on. We need to make that, not world space and local. So the velocity is local and the acceleration is, wait. The acceleration is now local. There we go. What? Chat, don't huh me. Assholes. Trying to act like you're more normal than me. Really, man? Really? Okay, bro, come on, please. I just need you to select the Steam. Just pop the Steam. Yes. What? Yeah, I kind of guessed that would happen. We need this fucker to go in the right direction. I'm more normal than you. Yeah, sure. That's funny. That's hilarious. How can I determine which direction this should go in? You're a basiator. I think we should maybe figure out the system of determining which direction it should go in here, like right now. We should do like line traces in a full circle and then determine where it should spawn from that circle. 360 divided by 8 is 45. Zero to 7? Yeah. Loop body. This should probably just be a transform, but you know, whatever. Start location is going to be spawn location. End is going to be this. This location. Rotate axis. I just need to see what the line traces look like. What is he doing? He's humping the door. Stop! What is he doing? What is it? Oh, fuck. Oh, the duration of that didn't help. That was not helpful. That wasn't helpful at all. Also, this is invisibility. Actors to ignore. Make an array. Self. Although it should ignore self. Self and whichever pipe we used. Oh, shit. Let's just do pipe references. This should be fine. Change the draw time to 25 seconds so I can actually see it. I need a proper debug system. This is getting out of hand. Ah. Okay, so the idea from here is... Is there a for loop with break? Oh my god! There is! Okay, so stop searching for valve location. Let's just make this private. So then that way I don't ever reuse this, because this would be the only spot I ever use this. This is the first time you use for loop with break. I've used for each loop with break, but I don't think I've ever used for loop with break. So if we do not have a blocking hit, then we can use that. But... oh, shit. The problem is that would mean the very first one, so the pipes would always face a certain direction. I'm gonna do something different. Why is my computer running so slow? Did you guys see it? What happened? What the fuck? Oh, that's probably why. So if there was no hit, which means it's an available spot, I want to use the trace start and the end as a rotation. And then we can add that in our spawn rotations. There we go. Hell yeah. We are cooking. Which means this will only look for a valid spot where the steam can go. I might just turn off the fuse box. Okay. I might just really turn off the fuse box. All right. All right, fuse box, you gotta go. You're pissing me off. I'm trying to test something. Ah, look at that. And then the idea is we keep spinning this until it stops. And then that will close off the steam. All right, so let's give it a sound effect. Hold on, let me read chat. Did I miss something? I take back me saying Unreal ticked for me. It didn't. I'm going back to Unity. Oh, man. My issue right now is I don't know how to reference a text to change it from an actor. Well, first you need to get a direct reference to the actor. And then you can change the text. I don't know what you're actually like 100% doing. Like, I don't know what kind of text you're doing and stuff, so I wouldn't really know. I wouldn't really know. I'm not going back to Unity. That engine is ass. Maybe it's a skill issue. I don't know, man. Maybe you thought about that. I don't know. Like, maybe it could be a skill issue. It could just be a classic case of skill issue. That being said, I only used Unity for 1 week when I first started game development, and I dropped that shit. I dropped that shit real quick. But again, probably just a skill issue because I have many skill issues as a game dev. Yeah. New update for Deadlock? No, man, no. Come when? Oh, come. It's got to be today. It's got to be today. It's got to be today. I want to see what they're cooking, man. I want to see what they're cooking. I might go turn on the coffee machine so I can make myself a coffee soon. I might make myself another coffee on stream. Actually, you know what? I'm going to eat a biscuit because I'm hungry. The more sustenance I eat, the longer the stream can be. Let me... Hold on. Is tomorrow 100% gotta be? Sovereign, is in your workplace at Valve? Are you working on Deadlock? How do you know this? Sovereign is probably Gaben. Gabe? He was wearing a bodysuit the entire time. And LARPing as a developer. I've done my blood ritual for Yoshi. Audio. Steam. Sure. Why not? It doesn't really sound like how I'd want it to sound, but we'll accept it for now. Yeah. Yeah. Will the steam hurt? Yes, that's the plan. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby. Right round, right round. I'd love to work at Valve, but then I'd have to move states, and that shit's a pain in the ass. I think if I were to work at a company again, I think maybe Valve would be the only place I'd go. Maybe. But I don't think they'd ever offer me a job. I'm too much of a fucking stupid jack-of-all-trades asshole who's about to eat another biscuit. Watch this. Yes! Mm-hmm. Don't choke? What do you take me for? An amateur? That didn't sound right. There's so many different things you could... whatever, man. Don't talk to me. All right. Well, now that we have the Steam, how do we determine... Have you tried moving in the viewport using the numpad keys? No, but who the fuck would use this? Who the hell would use this? It's a funny way to torture yourself during development. How do you look around? You don't. Use the mouse. Then what's the point? To just move. You're making me mad. All right. So the next question is, how do we determine how many spins the valve has done? How do we determine how many times the valve has been spun? Well, this is a problematic question, is it not? We need to determine how much spin the thing has spun. Get physics angular velocity in degrees. Everybody hold on. I hope it's actually more than 5. Otherwise, this is not going to print. $600, $700. But what if you spin it the other way? I guess it doesn't matter as long as you're spinning. Okay, well, I have an idea. What if we, so put it on Wumbo? What if I divide it by 360? What if I divide it by... What if I divide it by 600? Yeah. Spinning time. Get out of my way. I'm spinning. I'm fucking spinning. Okay, I just think every time this has a task, we assign a value on it, and then as you spin it, it reduces that value. Now, ideally, it'd be nice to know if you're going in the left or the right. That would be good, but I don't know how to. Does this give it to us angular velocity? Is this in world space or local space? I don't fucking know. Hold on. Hold on. Hold a flippity floppity second. I need to see. Is this in world space or... It's the X value. But hold on. Let's go to the dev level real quick. Valve me up. Now, I am going to have to do some very gnarly stuff. Which is, this always needs to be at a 90-degree angle, and I need to specify what the constraint is. We could... So, I just need to check if this is in world or local space. I think it's in world space. So, we could just transform it and set it to local. And then, problem solved, all is good. Everyone's happy. No one's yelling at me. Okay, so this is what I mean. Every valve, I have to set the constraints manually. Because you can't, for some fucking reason, set that value in Blueprint. Why? Well, I don't know, because fuck you, I guess. Supposedly. So, the plane normal is not 1, it is on the Y. Okay. Next up. So what's that value giving us? It is giving us a Y value, which would... That's for the movement component, though. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you motherfucker. Wait! I can set the plane constraint normal. But the target is a movement component. Oh. I hate you! All right, well, I guess, that's fine. I guess we'll just have to do this manually. It's fucking windy out here, man. Men. What? Man, what the hell? Okay, so I think I know what we can do. We read from this value. However, we transform it. So this is fine. This is checking the speed. That's fine. No problem. What we're going to do here is going to transform. Is this a direction or a location value? I guess it's technically a direction value. So we want to transform it from this to this, and we're going to use the, I guess, the actor transform. So now all of these should give us the same thing, which is in the Y. But Y is righty negative and Y is lefty. Yeah, I guess that's fine. What the fuck? Where am I? I've entered a cave. Okay. All right. So that means the Y value is all we need to read from. Split the Y, multiply it by -1. Yeah, I know. I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. We're doing some good shit here. And then read that value. And now this will be our value that we actually care for. Hell yeah. Hail to the yeah. Final OST has such bangers. Kind of underrated game. How is that game? I hope that game is doing well. Arc Raiders seems like it's doing well. Yes. Yes. We're spinning it so fast. We're going in the thousands. Ah! And then reverse is negative. Very sick. Yeah. So if you go in the negatives, should we make it so the pipe just bursts even more? Thinking. I play it regularly. Numbers seem small, but can easily find matches even in higher elo. All right, well, it doesn't sound half bad. It's just not a half bad time then. That would be very funny. You start going in reverse, everything starts fucking exploding. When you go in reverse, it should just make a noise like going dong 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 dong, like it's fucking breaking the whole system. Although, what could be cool is if you're trying to go in the reverse, it just stops you once it reaches a certain point. But, you know, whatever. Whatever, man. Where do I get my sound effects from? My mouth. No, I'm just kidding. Boom Library, mostly. Boom Library. I actually have not recorded. I've only recorded that one voice line guy for the shopkeeper. I have yet to use my mouth for like sound effects. I'm sure we will come across that point where I can't find anything and I just give up and record something with my mouth. It will happen one day, probably. Most likely. Ubisoft cancels 6 games and closes its Stockholm studio? Yo, Ubisoft is not looking good right now. They are not looking good. Ubisoft needs to go Ubi hard. It is not looking good. My prototype project is full of mouth sound effects and it's beyond cursed. Dude, but that's where you get the good shit from, man. That's where you get the good shit from. You know what I mean? Okay, so here's the idea. All right, so here's the idea. They also ended remote work. Wait, does that mean wasn't the Stockholm studio the studio that worked on, or at least assisted with the development of The Division? I know there was multiple companies working on The Division, but I'm pretty sure Ubisoft still assisted with the development. I believe so. Ouch. You know, you could say everything you want about how much you hate certain companies and shit like that, but man, it definitely is kind of a... It is a shitty situation, because you got to remember there's tons of people that work there that now are out of a job. Now, hopefully they are getting, you know, hopefully they get benefits for a period of time for unemployment so that they can find a job, but it's like, it's kind of hard to find a job right now these days. The Sweden studio is UB Massive. Is that the one that they closed, or is this a different studio? They essentially closed down Massive, or is Massive a completely different like office and everything? It's not getting closed, just layoffs. Oh. No, they were working on another quadruple A game. Man, there are so many out of touch CEOs in this fucking industry. It is crazy. I'm sure you could probably say the same about many industries, but I don't know. I feel like gaming has to have probably the biggest clowns. The director of Division announced Division 3 was in the works and then left the company a week later. Maybe he was told last minute, yeah, we're not actually doing that. Well, you know what we're doing? I'm leaving. I'm out. Peace. Peace. Quadruple A is so funny. He's working on Battlefield now. Oh, is it that guy? Oh. I can only imagine what is probably like the morale. I feel like it's not even the morale. Like, the thing is, I feel like the morale of even companies, like, yeah, obviously the morale gets way lower when you have all these layoffs going on in a company. But I feel like industry-wide, I feel like the morale is kind of at a general all-time low to some extent. I don't know. I'm not in the industry. I'm just a fucking stupid asshole that works at home doing my own shit. Luckily, I'm extremely privileged to be in the situation that I'm in. Or maybe not privileged, but fortunate. I don't know, whatever word you want to use. I bet it's hard to feel safe no matter what company you're at right now. Is this like just a job thing in general, or is it like just the tech industry, or is it just specifically gaming? Maybe it's the tech industry as a whole is pretty like fucking rocky. And I am not talking rocky as in not that rocky. No, you work in Switzerland in a big office is very expensive. Is that what you think? Is that what the perception? Our small studio got closed last year. The motivation sunk real big. As we heard of it first time. Yikes. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. That's why I'm probably going to be like mostly solo with some contractors probably forever. As long as I can keep this going. I work in Switzerland in a big office. It's very expensive for tax reasons. Ah, I see what you're saying. Yes, yes. I do not have a bank in Switzerland that is currently offshoring all of my profits. I don't. Why I don't. Deadlock update? It's gotta be today. It's gotta be. As soon as shit hits the fan, I'll tell you to put the poutine in the bag. What do you think I am? Canadian? Well, I am, but what do you think I am? A generic Canadian? Nah, brother, you're getting fucking carbonara. If I give you something, it's gonna be carbonara in a bag, okay? Not poutine. Or, you know, better, how about, think about this. French fries, raclette on top. Yo. Apparently, Ubisoft is going to reorganize like this with Vantage for Assassin's Creed Far Cry. Creative 2 is apparently for multiplayer games. 3 is the Crew and Co. 4 is other solo games, and 5. They really went... They're so fucking creative that they called every team Creative Team 2, Creative Team 3, Creative Team 4, and Creative Team 5. Stupid motherfuckers. Jesus. Yeah, what do you work at? I work at Ubisoft / Creative House number 4. Really? They couldn't come up with like a name or something for these subsections? I am robot number 34. To be fair, though, in those companies, you are probably seen as employee number whatever. Employee ID number 3742. Ontario is supposed to have the coldest air mass on Earth on Friday. Fun stuff. Excuse me? Shut up. Stop. It's fucking cold as fuck outside right now, okay? Don't say that shit. It's snowing like balls, and it feels like minus 12. It's a good thing I don't go outside. Stay indie and have an impact on the games you make? Hopefully. Hopefully. It's a financial doctrine. I ever just label numbers instead of actual code names. I know, but like they have Vantage Studios. Like, why can't they? I guess it's just a stakeholder fucking thing. Shareholders and stakeholders are a mistake. It's a mistake. I understand it's for like money and funding and whatever. But, oh my god. Open your blinds behind us and show us. I can't open them right now. The stick is broken. Want to unionize? Yeah, we're closing the studio. Classic. All right, anyways, let's get to work. Let's get to work. So, we are going to use I need to check that this works in multiplayer. We're going to use the valve positioning. No, actually, we're going to create a float value. And we'll call this task progress. Yes. No. Yes. Good. Do we want to replicate task progress? Let's see if we can make do without. No, I might have to replicate this. Replicate. So if I divide this by 600. Also, every time this maintenance task is selected, we're going to reset the task progress to 0. Software in the company, not the object. That's how much of an impact they have on the world. They literally, it's like Apple. Every time you hear Apple, do you think of the fruit? No, you think of the fucking shitty company. Garbage! Poopy! Yes? You think of the fruit? You're a liar. This game is Ubisoft Office, the game. The suits have gone mad. Me at the end of the hallway when I hear that there's free donuts. Blake and Whitley Innovations. Do you think this would give someone PTSD if they used to like work in an office and then they got depressed for like 15 years and now it's like everything's bad and then they play that game and they just start having PTSD? What do you think? That does look like Severance. If I have to work in a cubicle again in my life, I'm building a bridge in Minecraft. Yikes. This sure does look bleak. Well, the studio is called Bleak something something. I forgot what it was called. I just remember Bleak. Yep, sass. Okie dokie. So we got our divide by 600. We're going to add to our task progress. This should run from the server. And it should work. Are we getting a new task in the game? It's the valve, which we literally have had for the longest time, and I've just never actually implemented it as a task. So now we're actually starting to do that. Another task has hit the train. This is technically the second task. It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. What I'd like to do is make it so once you ended the valve, we maybe set the valve to not simulate physics. Thoughts? Wait, it already has a system. Task active. Yes. So this means that we should no longer be able to spin the wheel of fortune. Okay, but then if it is selected and the steam pops up. Oh shit. Okay. We got it. We're in. I'm in. Does it work on multiplayer? I don't know. We'll find out. How do I complete the task again? What? We complete the task by playing a sound. And then setting the task to inactive. And then setting the task to... What the fuck? I guess. So we do this. If the task progress is then more than or equal to... I don't know. 10? Is that too much? Valve, end task. Valve! Valve, release deadlock now! Valve! What? That was instant. Wait, huh? What do you mean? That was done in a jiffy. Is that enough spins? I feel like we need to spin a little bit more. We need a little bit more spin. I'm thinking 150. We need a bit more spin. Let's let the players spin. Let them spin right round, right round. Now, what we should do is probably remove the handler. Now, I don't know if that needs to be done from the server. Hello, new here. What's the game about? A train. And then slop. And then I don't know. I didn't work on the I gotta work on my elevator pitch. It's a video game with a train. Characters, camera. He doesn't even know his own game. He vibe coded it? Okay, don't fucking spread that kind of slander. I'll call my lawyers that don't exist. Wait, how do I remove the handlers? Guys. I liked it more back when it was still a porn game. Okay, don't confuse new people in the stream, okay? It was never a porn game, okay? Okay, don't get it fucking twisted, all right? Let's not confuse everybody. All right? Let's not confuse everybody, okay? You've been vibe coding a porn game this whole time? All right. It's a co-op survival horror that takes place on a train, and you and your friends have to keep the train operational while avoiding the passengers. What the? Why does it still spin? It's supposed to not spin. What? This is supposed to no longer spin. It's supposed to not spin right round, right round. Because... Does the server call this? I don't know, actually. Sushi, thank you for the raid. How's it going? How'd your stream go? Hello. Hope you had a good stream. We're working on gameplay. Sort of. Do not simulate physics. What is the target for? Oh, the component, which would be the valve. Hurry, turn off the valve. How are things going here? We're working on some more gameplay for the game. I don't know if it works in multiplayer, but we'll find out. Alright, so when that ends, we need to delete the Steam. Hey, Shibby. But yeah, we're getting this, getting this all out of the way. So of course, we want this to only run on the server. But not a huge deal. We can then get a reference to this. And destroy the actor. Destroy the Steam. We're in. We're so in. But does it reset? That's the next question. Does it reset? I don't know. We'll find out in the next station. Don't look at me like that. Yeah, it resets. We're so ready. Obviously, this needs like a sound effect to close it off. It needs like some little fade out sounds and stuff like that. Lots of little fun details, but it works. Does it work in multiplayer, though? I was about to find out, I guess. Alright, so Client 2, you are going to check out how Client 1 does it. Server, you just stare at it. Actually, server, you are going to speed up time so then I can see the valve. And then client 1 is going to spin, spin, spin the wheel of fortune. Okay, it works. However, I feel like the client had to spin it a lot more. That's fine. Deadlock update, real trust. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. See, you're lying. See, right here, you're lying. Where? This motherfucker. Mods, twist his nuts into a dumpling. I had to select some random food on the top of my head. Yeah. Anyways, now that we have one more task we can do, very cool. Wait, we gotta see if it shows up on the computer. Does it show on the supercomputer? In the engine bay. It shows up on the supercomputer. Holy shit. Oh shit. There's a direct correlation of the amount of complete tasks and how often Krim procrastinates. What do you mean? I work hard. Right? Oh, come on, man. Glizzy. That should be allowed. That's a really ominous man. He's the guy. A guy. He needs a tiny hat. That'll be the other guy. This is the buyer. There's going to be the seller that you buy from. This guy buys your shit. The other guy, I'm going to probably make him like really lanky and skinny and tall with like maybe a hat. I don't know, maybe a really big hat. An enormous hat. Yeah. I don't know if he'll be smoking a cigar. So me? No, not me. Not me. I'm gonna say giggity. No, you will not say giggity. Can you put a sign in the back there saying, what are you here for? No, the idea is if you do try to sneak in here, he's gonna throw your ass out. Like, you'll just go ragdoll. Like, this is gonna be you. You're gonna be ragdoll. We have to still work on the ragdoll system. I kind of want to see a big booty on him, though. Am I the voice actor for this guy? You know it. Down pitched 20% pitch down, and then added some reverb, I think was what we did. And that's it. The cough is stupid because I started listening to it and I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense because the cough sounds like it's like at a distance, like someone in the back. But then I'm like, whatever. We'll just leave it in. We leave the cough in. I'm seeing random pings in channels on the Discord. It seems a lot like yet another spam bot. Man, the internet is dying, isn't it, huh? It's just fucking bots and spam and shit and garbage and slop and poopy garbage shit slop. It was dealt with appropriately. Good job, Scott. Good job. Did you take him out back? Was the Groke from Moomin an inspiration? If not, Google it. Moomin. The Groke. That sounds like no, it's not. But that is very accurate, actually. It's actually extremely... It's extremely accurate. Holy shit. That looks literally like his topology. Except just without the creepy ass eyes. Oh, we should make it so the buyer... Oh, no, the seller has creepy ass eyes. The seller should have like open ass eyes like this. Yes. I know, I literally... I threw this motherfucker in Blender. It was a sphere, and then I just started sculpting him a little bit, trying to get his silhouette. That's literally all I cared about was his silhouette, and then that was it. You can see the back. I haven't done any work on. It's literally just a sphere. This motherfucker is... He is a unit. He is a unit. That was it. Look at that butt. He's got no butt. He's just a blob. I grew up watching those cartoons, gave me nightmares. I kind of want these characters to be sort of creepy, you know? Obviously, like, it goes well tonally with the game. Tonally? Is that a word? It's a word now. I made it up. At Grok, is this real? All right, now that we have the valve, let's re-enable the fuse box because the valve works. That now means, chat, that you know what that means? You know what this means? It means that what does it mean? Actually, hold on. I lost my train of thought. Wait, we need to make it so this damages you. Ah, fuck. We don't even have dot damage yet. I literally don't know. How do you even do dot damage? Like, what is the science behind dot damage? Point damage? No, dot damage, as in like damage over time. So if you're standing within a region, we do like a timer. And then I guess we do a box overlap to determine if you're inside of the box still. Or maybe we check your actor location to see if it's still use gas. Like, don't fucking tell me to use gas. All right. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. All right. So, I get... Fine, I'll do 5 push-ups. Just this once. Fine. You know what? Fine. You know what? Fine. You know what? I'm gonna go turn on my coffee machine. Complete your previous sentence using Kermit voice. You know what? Kermit here. You know what? I'm gonna make a coffee. That's all I remember. That's the last thing I said. That's all I remember. I literally don't know. It's so off cam. He might just be lifting himself up with his junk. What do you mean? If anything, that'd be more impressive, would it not? Would it not still be a push up? Peace out, Sonny. It would, but we would not have witnessed it. If anything, it's probably for the best. Oh, my neck. I like randomly, like, my neck just randomly stiffened up. Like a neck muscle just want to kill me. Hold on, I gotta stretch. Hold on, I gotta stretch my neck. Hold on. This is horrible. What happened? That's 30 saying hello? No. No, we're not there yet. We're 2 years off. I did like an awkward movement or something. I'm dying. Oh, God, that sucks. Oh, I don't even know what I did. What did I do? You pulled your neck when doing those impressive push-ups? I didn't feel shit. I didn't do anything special while doing the push-ups. Not like I don't know why I would have pulled my neck. It's like one of those neck pains where you like swallowing hurts. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, caramba. Do I strain my jaw a lot? No, maybe it was my jaw. Maybe it was my jaw. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't my neck. Maybe it was my jaw. Loosen up a little bit. My body hurts. Yapping too much? Dude, you gotta ask yourself the question, how do these fuckers stream for like 9 to 12 hours while talking the entire time? Now, that being said, they probably don't talk as much as I do for 2 hours. They're probably... Cocaine? Cocaine? Practice. Practice doing cocaine? Huh. I see. Of course. So, what's the best way to do dot damage? Dot damage in multiplayer. All right, let's see what you got. AI overview, garbage asshole. I don't want to read this. Whatever, I'll just come up with something. It's going to suggest gas. It did, and that was when I was out. It pulled me in, and then it pulled me out. It pushed me away. It's common knowledge. What was the drug that Adderall is actually? What was it, meth? Was it meth? What is this music? I'm gonna go fucking crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. There's not gonna be any streams where we don't piss on AI. I'll piss on it every day. Anytime I have anything going on in my small bladder, it's fucking pissin' time. It's pissin' time. Pirate Cavern music. Anyways, so I was walking down the street yesterday. I actually don't go outside. That was a lie. Started off the story with a lie. Okay, we need to make it so when the player enters the box, they become damaged. They get damaged. Now the problem is... Oh shit. Wait, the problem is that if we set a timer for the dot damage, that timer can only run on one single client. Should we just do this on client side? If the client enters it, then we damage them, and then we just do dot damage from the client's version of the Steam task, and then once it disappears, to stop dealing damage. You know, maybe, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. That's... Gas is multiplayer friendly? I know. You know, Just don't want to use it right now. Just seeing gameplay ability system in my brain and seeing the fucking interface and having to do the C++ for it and everything makes me nauseous. I'm actually getting like I'm getting acid reflux. Okay, and honestly, yeah, I will one day have to learn it though. we did a little bit of it in the other project that we were working on, but yeah. Do I care about cheating? No, not really. Do the damages on the server so you can hook into events when it gets shared to everybody else? The only problem is if we do the damage on the server, like I think the damage ultimately does get done on the server anyways, right? Although I think we need a client version of damaging, which we will put in at some point. But I think the client is going to be the one reading for the box. I know it's very, very cheaty. But, yeah. I recommend making a dot ticker, so you just feed into it with a start dot and tell it when to end. The only problem is if we do the timer on server, there's only one timer, unless we associate an object on the client and then delete the object whenever we don't need it anymore. I'm going to poop and go to bed in no particular order. In no particular order. I think I would recommend doing the pooping first and then the going to bed. Maybe not going to bed and then pooping. Probably live my best life. Okay, sorry, my bad. I apologize. It is your life. You could do whatever you want. If you want to poop in your bed, by all means, go for it. Yeah, take a massive dookie shit. Yeah, do that. You got this. Good night. Rest well. It'll keep the bed warm. That's for sure. Ugh. Ugh. You have to separate the dot from the in-world object, essentially, so you can carry around in case you want to do status effects. Nah. But objects are not replicated, so it'd have to be an actor. Oh, let me try to do something. Let me just try to do something first. If I do equals get player character, that means it will only run this begin overlap if we are the entered box, entered Steam. Ideally, it would be good that we associate. Yeah, I know. We will have to probably change this. I just want to get a version of it in, and then we'll do a version 2, which will probably be slightly different. The Steam box. Do you guys think, like Valve this entire time has been working on like 6 new games, all with the number 3 in it, and so they can release it all at once with the Steam machine? Thoughts? They've been keeping it secret this entire time. Team Fortress 3, Portal 3, Half-Life 3, Dota 3, Copium Holy. Don't copium me, motherfucker. It's real. Oh fuck, the fucking power went out and not the Steam valve. Oh, okay, time to turn off the... We're turning off the fuse box again. Say goodbye. I got work to do. Deadlock update 3. One server character 0 is different than client 1/choose character 0. I know. But that's if you do a dedicated server. I'm pretty sure to get... Wait, did I do get player character? Whoopsies. This should at least check if the person running into this overlap, we're only running it from the owning client. It's different for listen servers too? Oh, so far it's working. Dude, yeah, generally I wouldn't use get player pawn, but you can do that with a simple is local player check. Is local player talking? Is any local player? Um, honestly, is fine. We'll get it working, and then we'll get it actually properly working as time goes on. I just want to get the basis of damaging in on it. And at least working properly. Because I noticed when I was going in the fire, when doing the fire testing stuff, I did notice that the begin overlap ran multiple times sometimes from the server, which really sucks. It was like kind of inconsistent. So I want to see if there's a better way of doing it where we don't run into the issue. Where we're not ticking the damage multiple times over and over again. Now, there's probably ways of circumventing that, but yeah. Does damage actor have to be called from the server? Shit. I think damage actor does need to be called from the server. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, come on. Hi from Italy. Hello from Canada, where it is fucking cold. It is cold as hell. I feel like it'd be nice to be able to call damage actor from the client and then set it on the server. There should be a boolean in this interface that's like is server call. That'd be, yes, very good, yes. Watching you during COVID, you were working on something futuristic with a ninja is very, very cool. Ah, yes, Ronin. I have not worked on that project in a while. Okay. I think I do want to call damage actor from the client, and then I'm going to do something stupid. And then set this on the server. Oh wait, we have a server set health. Client deal damage only adds an impulse. Pretty stupid, very hacky, and also very cheat prominent way of doing it, but this should allow it to be a lot more consistent on the client side. Very much client authoritative. So now when we deal damage, we shouldn't deal it from the server for the fire. We should deal it from the client. And then that means anytime there's an impulse, that also happens on the client side. And then because client the movement is all client authoritative, that means everything will be, for the most part, instantaneous. Which I think should bode better. Yeah. So let's see here. We're going to call damage actor. So I guess we'll deal an initial begin overlap damage. Is that a good idea? Should we just do an initial damage or wait until the dot damage goes through? I always wondered, would the initial overlap be considered? The only problem with that is the fact that it could double tick, which would suck. So we would have to maybe keep track of every time that we deal damage or have dealt damage to the client. It depends. Yeah. Damage type. Steam. I don't actually know if that damage type is even being used for anything yet. Usually initial damage for when it applies, and then dot applies when the tick damage occurs. Right. Right. Well, let's try out my theory with a timer. Let's do, I guess, 0.2 looping. My only worry is the player pawn check. This could be problematic. But as long as we only call this from the client, should be fine. Okay. And then when, I guess we could do a call for end overlap. Ideally, I think of the dot damage, we'd also want to check if this should be valid anymore. That way it doesn't deal damage on a tick where it shouldn't, but let's just do it this way for now. And we'll see how well it works. It's fine. What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that question. I don't want to know. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Obviously, ideally, in an actual, like, the thing is, all of my future games are not going to be, like, PvP. So I don't really care for anti-cheat. So as long as it works, and it's consistent, then I'm happy. And then the players are happy, for the most part. As long as it works, as long as I can get all the systems I need in, then I don't care. Okay, let's check. Time for Steam. More Steam. Let's check on the server first. Really? That's a lot of damage. Oh shit, it's slightly delayed. It's less about anti-cheat and more about keeping the network synced appropriately. Right. Which we are seeing some of the caveats now of calling the damage call constantly. You can see, do you see it like it's reverting it? It's because the RPC keeps getting called. What is a really stupid but simple way of fixing that? I have an idea. A retriggerable delay. That would be one stupid potential way of at least hiding the imperfection a little bit. That's not very smart. It's dumb, but it could work. It's a really, really stupid idea. It's a really dumb idea, but hear me out. Because this would... The dot would run locally and run on the server via an RPC to trigger it using an ID/handle to track it. Just have the server not trigger it unless there's no ID/handle already. So maybe we would update the health. Maybe this damage system is not going to be very helpful for us because we're going to want this to be different in different situations. Multiplayer is interesting. Multiplayer is an interesting one. It's not necessarily correction. It's just the fact that the damage value is slightly like offset. That doesn't help at all. It's almost like we need to somehow prioritize. Actually, how are we doing the health bar? How's the health bar getting updated? Maybe this is... We might be able to maybe do something here. Wait, how is it updating the health bar? In event tick? Oh no. Oh, come on. It's probably not a good way of doing stuff. I wonder how you could do a health bar in a predictive manner. That's interesting, because the client needs to see an instant version of it, but then the server needs to actually correct it with the actual value. Work with gas. Ah! I kind of want to make these mistakes early on, because then if we figure out this for the Steam, we can easily figure it out for all of the other things that have dot damage. And damage in general. Oh, great. It's in a spot that is inaccessible. Very good. Well, doesn't that just make life easy? Hold on. Maybe... Oh. Can the player die yet? No, there's no like death state. Hold on. Wait. There we go. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do this the right way. But I wonder what the approach of that is like for dealing with health. Where you have the actual server health and then the client health. Like, I think corrections will occur. Like, there's no way of, like, getting around that. I really don't want to have to set up gas in the fucking project if I can make do without. Oh. Oh. Really? It's even worse than the other one. Am I testing network emulation? Yes. Yeah, there's lag and whatever. What would be the correct way of doing damaging health so that it doesn't... The only thing is just the correction. If I can fix the correction, then I'm fine. Have clients do their own damage collision checking and do damage to themselves immediately, then call an RPC to update the server / other clients. That's what we're doing. However, the problem is that the server ends up updating the health variable. And then what we end up having is the health bar is like updating. So we end up seeing a slight delay. Would the server have its own health variable that it would keep track of, and the client would just keep its own health variable, and then we separate the two variables? So then that way the client's version of the health is not overrode by the server's version? I wonder. Make my own gas. Send an RPC to the server. So we're kind of doing that, but we're doing that on the deal damage. So we deal damage. We set our health locally. Then we set the health on the server. I just let the server apply damage and then replicate it, and then the UI can just read that value after replication. Maybe we do the instant overlap like this, but then the dot damage is done on the server. But the thing is, the overlap is being done on the client, so we'd have to send a call to the server, which would probably be this one, which is server deal damage. But then the problem is all of our movement is client authoritative, and we want to do some impulsing, and that impulse is going to end up being delayed, which might look really weird. Now, dot damage could be slightly delayed because... But then we probably don't want to do constant RPC calls in the dot damage. We'd probably want a start damaging and then end damaging, and those would be the only two RPCs, similar to how you would do like a gunfire system. You can use the same variable. The correction from replicated variables is what you're running into. If you change it to not be replicated, instead make the changes locally and send an RPC. Multicast intended for simulated proxies to update their health. The changes reflected everywhere. Then, I guess we only, since the client is the only one that cares about if they're going to die or not, and I don't think we necessarily need to update players. How do we deal with relevancy then? At first. How do we deal with relevancy? The thing is, I don't think there's a moment where other players need to see your health. Is your map going to be so large that players need to worry about relevancy? I'm still taking relevancy into account. It's not like a large level, but there's still a lot of like physics actors and stuff like that. But I don't know if the other player characters are going to go out of relevancy necessarily. I know objects will go out of relevancy. Ow! Separate those replicated attributes into an always relevant object. That's what the attribute set is for, huh? Is an attribute set to always relevant? I'm sure Gas does it in their own very fancy way, I'm sure. What's relevancy? In multiplayer, clients that get far from objects do a relevancy check. I'm saying this in not exactly the most correct way, but basically objects can have a relevancy distance or relevancy range. When clients get away from that relevancy range, they will no longer receive calls from that object on their side. And that makes it so the network becomes a little bit more optimized. Oh, you're just using the verbiage. Okay. I wonder if we can just make damage or health just client side. I know we end up opening ourselves up to a lot more cheating, but there's already a lot of elements in here that can be cheated. Unless we can find a really simple, hacky way to make it so when we update the server with the actual health value, it's not updating the client's visual health. Could totally do health as client side only and nobody sees it. That's what I'm thinking, because like the only times, like, I don't think there's necessarily a reasoning as to why. It's not like repo. Repo, you can see your friend's health. Here's another idea. We only call the HUD update from the client side's version of their health. Since we're now making it so the client has authority over their health and we just update it to the server for some fucking reason. I don't know why we need to do that. I don't know. I don't know why. We really don't need to. People RMT in Elden Ring? Well, they need therapy. I don't know. My recommendation, therapy. Psychiatrist. Here's what I'm thinking, though. No, Krim, if you do it this way, Pirate Software will just turn on God mode when he plays this. That does not sound like a me problem. I'm going to be honest with you. It is not a me problem. All right. So now the client has authority over their health, which is ridiculous. And honestly, we don't need the server to keep track of it, really. We don't really need the server to keep track of it. That's just more shit on the network. Actually, we do need the server to keep track of it. Only when they disconnect. Only when they disconnect. I want to say health is 100 by default. Yep. Only when they disconnect and their body is there, but we could easily just do a call and just send that information to it, and then when they rejoin on that pawn, it just resends the information. But anyways, whatever. Let's just see if this works now, or works better. Put the steam in a good direction, please, just so I can test this out, please. Don't be that direction. Don't be that direction. Ah, very good. Okay. What? Why is it not able to get the HUD? What? What? Player controller, HUD, pawn health. Maybe we just... Health is now local. Fuck you, health. Go away. If the server needs to deal damage on the client, then we will just... I don't know, we'll figure it out. What if the player has no health? Then we'll just send an information that they died. Or maybe we just change the system. I don't know, we'll see. If you cheat in a friendslop game, right? You know what I mean? Like... I really shouldn't be, like, trying to be so technical with this. Like, I really don't need to. Like, ideally it would be good to learn the best practices for this, but... Wait. I'm confused as to why this pawn health is not being set properly. Let me toggle this. Like, why is it not updating? Am I going crazy? Set the visual health, F-interp 2, the pawn health. Am I crazy? Ideally use gas and move on to other stuff. Dude, gas will just make everything 10 times fucking more complicated. Because I don't know how to use gas fully yet. Oh, come on. Guys, give me a boost. Guys, give me a boost. Yeah, it's setting the health. Maybe it's just setting it really slowly? There's no fucking way. It's just suddenly just now not updating properly. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Hold on, let's do this. We have set pawn health on the player HUD. Let's just direct pawn health directly into there, because this is weird. Takes like an hour to learn gas. Not for me, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I use gas, trust me. It's not gonna take me an hour to get this going. Maybe an hour for you. For you? What? I'm so confused as to why... Oh, and now it updated suddenly. It's only updating when it reaches 0. What? Why is it only updating when it reaches 0? You open the oven? Yeah, I did with my mind. What is this taking damage effect timeline? Oh, it just sets the oh shit. We will have to multicast so that we can show when a player takes damage, because I think right now they're no longer doing the little red thing, the red health thing. Okay, chat, help me out here. What the fuck is going on? So we set the pawn health in the player HUD. Is the player HUD like not client side or something? It should be client side. This is client side. This is being done on the client. Is the player controller reference, like we get a player controller reference? Hold on. And why does it only work when it sets to 0? I'm so confused right now. Is the max health? It's a good thing that you pointed that out. It's a good thing you pointed that out. No wonder it only works at 0. The percentage is 0 to 1, not 0 to 100. What are we working on today? We have a new maintenance task in. No wonder I was confused. Because I was confused. Alright, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we're working on... Right now, I'm working on damaging with when you run into steam. Which should work just fine now. As long as I can run into it. What? Now what? Just for safety, hook up that. Because this is... Dude, these are like the weirdest issues. Health 100, max health 100. Divide 100 by 100. Right, okay, I'm doing the math right. I'm going fucking crazy. I just gotta say, I'm going fucking crazy. Something this simple should not be this hard right now. Especially now that we're doing it on, like, the client. Now it's suddenly working. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Why was it so delayed the first tick? Should probably print the health. It should be fine. It's just doing really weird. Oh, I know why it took such a long time. Insane music? I'm gonna go insane. I'm gonna go fucking crazy. Jazz right now, any sort of semblance of jazz, I'm going to go insane. Alright, we're okay. Yeah, so the beginning, it was taking a while because it was interpolating from 100 to 1. And that's what was going. Okay, the pieces are coming together, even though it's being done in the most fucking sloppy way. Very fitting for the type of game we're making. Don't spawn it in an impossible spot. Okay, thank you. That's actually kind of shit. It's kind of... Alright, it's working. Alright. Oh my god. Oh my god! Not really, like, interpolated as much as I would think it'd be interpolated, but that's fine. Making a slop game, might as well make the code sloppy as well. Well, it's more so that we're going under the premise that we expect nobody to cheat in this type of game. So the only thing I could think about is if we do public lobbies. Right? That's the only moment where I could see this getting real fucked. Right? That's the only moment where I could see this get real bad. But let's just go under the assumption that other clients are not cheating. Where are those dev buttons? Yeah. Like, I'll make the code good enough where everybody's seeing a relatively consistent experience, right? That's important. But when it comes to someone like cheating or something like that, man, whatever. I think it's for now it's just Steam friends, but I think people are gonna ask for like random, like a matchmaking system to open up like a Steam lobby or something. I'm sure it's gonna fucking happen. Lyric literally does that all the time. Oh yeah. Insane is not having a debug tool to trigger the task using fast forward, not having the Steam be random. You would be correct. Listen, no one's denying that fact. No one's denying that one. Okay, let's just bring back in the effect when... Did I update one of the models with my face? You know, we had to give him something. And it's one of the monsters, so we had to give him something. Okay, all of these functions are gonna be changed. They gotta go. Been a pleasure watching you while lurking, but this pulled me out of lurking. It was so frustrating. You just, this stupid asshole. How do these games save the progress? That's a great question. We don't yet at all. Like none, not even a single bit of saving. Fantastic question. We don't. So the next question is what if we deal damage onto the client from a server-based object? Do we call execute on server? And then I guess we do what? Own on owning client. All right, well, so the thing is, this taking damage effect, we just need to multicast that, which needs to be run on the server. Server player take damage. Or server player took damage, which then calls multi player took damage. Which we don't need to make reliable because these are just visual effects. Is health not replicated? Not anymore. It's client side. Unless, well, like what we could do is like call an RPC. Nah, whatever. Multiplayer took damage. Okay. And then in multiplayer took damage, we call taking damage effect. And then we do server player took damage. And then now we're good. My brain is too smooth for this. What does it matter what side the health is on? Health being on the server means the server has more authority over the health being set. And that means that we can do things like setting health on a client just from the server. If the client has authority over it, that means we need to run the client taking damage from the client's side. So the server needs to send information to the client that, hey, you took damage. I'm not doing it for you. You're doing it for you. Oh. With your time on Unreal, how often have I messed with the internal code instead of blueprints? Like, we have some C++. I've been diving into it a little bit more, but I would say definitely under 10% still. I would ideally like to make that at least 10% at some point or another. But for this prototyping phase, I'm just like, dude, we need to get the game going. we need to do a play test where there's a video game being played. To figure out like what design flaws we have. Are there healing items that players can use on each other like in Peak? There will be. So that's where the problem comes in for sure, Hungry. Is we need to call from client to server to that client to heal itself. All right, well, the effect is there now, so that's good. Okay. Great. Health / damage should definitely be server side. Yeah, I just don't give a fuck anymore, man. Listen, if the game works, and the game is working well for everybody, for a friendslop game, if someone cheats, they're a fucking loser. Don't be friends with them. You're welcome. This is a game to filter your friends. For healing, do you plan on freezing the players in place to similar to what Valve does in Left 4 Dead, or is it more of an instant heal? I'm not sure. We'll figure out when we get to that point. Not sure. Ideally, at some point, I figure out how do I properly do this so that everybody has a consistent structure while not allowing the easiest cheating ever. We'll do that in the future, though. For now, though, let's just get this fucking game working. Let's just get it working so then I can start doing testing and seeing where the pitfalls might be. cleanest code ever isn't going to finish this game. It's going to just take me so fucking long to work on. Apparently the new Lego Batman game requires Windows 11 as the minimum OS and the minimum requirement is a 2070. But why? So what's beautiful about this now is I can actually add Impulse right from the client. Because it's client authoritative, which means clients will receive an immediate impulse. For certain things. If someone shoots a player, that will be at the grasp of latency. The beautiful thing about this is because we're all client authoritative, the impulse is now client authoritative and the health/damaging is client authoritative. So we have the impulse value there. Is this facing the X? It is. So we could just do get actor rotation or get actor forward vector, then multiply this. Okay. Yes, it's in a good spot. Oh, God. All right, I might have set a little bit too strong of a strength for the impulse. Let's see how similar it is on the client side, though. Yep, it's similar. That'll definitely launch you off the train. That'll definitely launch you off the train. Let's do 500 instead of 5,000. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Rot OS. Yes, good spawn. I feel like the impulse is kind of shit, though. Because it only happens every 0.2 seconds. Now add a 5% chance to get another leak when one starts. Should we make it so it's like if you leave the Steam, the thing not fixed, it just keeps popping new spots? Let's try, yeah, we could try 1,500. Now that we're damaging on the client, we could do some stuff on tick. It's not smart. It's not smart. Don't get it twisted. But, all right. Where are you going to be, Steam? Good. $1,500 might be a little bit too much. Like, we're kind of getting bounced around in like weird random directions. I'm thinking 1,000 is the sweet number, potentially. It is kind of weird how it's only doing it on the dot, though. I feel like we almost want to do an add force on tick. Hmm. What is the timer set to right now? 0.2? Yeah, another indie game adding queso for some reason. Hey, other games can do exactly as they like. But, I don't know, it just seems really odd. But that's just me. Yeah, I know, Gio. I'm wondering if maybe we run the impulse on this object itself. What is queso? It's a cheese. It's cheese in Espanol. Queso. Although they spell it wrong for some reason. It's a Queso. I think it's nice. It gives him a lot of positive publicity by playing their game, so might as well add some sort of homage to him if it fits. I think I'm okay with little references. I think it's only when they put like the person physically in the game just feels weird. But I guess for that game, there's no way of doing it with like objects or anything like that. I'm okay with like little Easter eggs, but when it's a full-on person with like their hoodie and everything, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm cool with like Easter eggs. Like if you put a hat that's like a reference to a character or like a piece of clothing or something. I think the thing is like there's so many like random indie horror games that just put queso in their game. It's just so many random games on itch where it's like queso is randomly now in the game. It's harmless at the end of the day, right? It's like harmless, but I have a question on art. When you start to make assets for 3D or 2D, do you use existing assets, trace, or create new ones for placeholders? I don't really do 2D, but for 3D, it depends. If I have a reference or like an inspiration, I'll try to like follow that as a thing. It depends. Existing assets, it depends. Like the catwalks are from Ronin, which is what I made a long time ago. So I guess this is technically an existing asset, but that's just because they want publicity. Maybe I'm being too, what's the word I'm looking for? Cynical? Is cynical the word I'm looking for? If I do this divided by 5, would it become 0 0.04? This might choke the time. Fuck it. Really? It's Steam, all right. Ah! Okay, it's too strong. I want players to kind of like be able to resist the push. Probably want to do. Need assets to visualize my current game project. I wanted some advice for a demo. I'd start with like blockout meshes. Like at least if you're doing 3D, start out with blockout meshes at the very least. Get some basic colors on each thing, and then you work your way up. Think of it as like one big canvas, and you just slowly work your way through the canvas. But definitely don't work on like the corner of the canvas, and then, you know, focus on that for like 3 days. You know, like at least get the canvas going. At least that's how I would look at it. Because I have focused on one part of the canvas a little too long sometimes. Okay. I think this definitely does damage you more. I think this does damage you more, even if it is just one. We are like running into it though. Damn, that takes way more spinning than the server side does, that's for sure. Oh, gotcha, Tay. Yeah, if it's in 2D, then yeah, I'd get started with like some basic forms at the very least. Alright, that worked, kind of. Okay, sort of. Not the best, but it's fine. Yeah, sure, we can do that. The 0.04 seconds is not the best thing ever, because what ends up happening is this constantly gets called. So we could do like a delay on that, so it's not constantly being called. All right, that feels pretty good, I guess. Where are we at? Variable for determining spawn, replicated Steam blueprint. Steam damaging players that run through and need to figure out die damage. Steam impulsing the player. Delete Steam blueprint upon task completion. Yes, we now have 2 maintenance tasks in the game. 2. Hell yeah. Is there, chat, is there a way for me to... I guess you would just set these as private. Because I just don't want to see the task active as a in this list. But I don't know if there's a way of doing that. Because I always get confused with task active versus valid task. Valid task is like a developer one. I guess I could just put this into a different category. I could always just put that into a different category. Hide this variable in the class defaults window by default. Hey, nice. I guess we could also do that with task timestamp, because I don't want that to be in the defaults either. It was there all along. Oh, wait, it's in advanced. What do you... okay. Well, yeah, I guess. It's like, you know. Yeah, sure, I guess. Thanks, stranger. Oh yeah, I guess you could use, like, yeah, I guess one thing you could do, if you just need some visuals for now, just use some assets and stuff and just whip them together. I don't know where the best place would be for 2D sprites. No clue. That I do not know. All right. Relax. All right. We put yet another core gameplay loop task in the completed list. Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Dude, we're so bussin'. This game is actually maybe getting somewhere, sort of. I feel like every day that goes by, I'm like, what the hell did I even... What have we done this week? Like... it's a constant case of like, is this actually getting anywhere? All right, well, cool. We have a Steam leak, and we made damaging client side. Is that a good idea? No, probably not. But that's okay. That's okay. Because either way, the movement is client authoritative anyways. Like, it's to the point where if the client has their own, like, train by accident, and there's a platform there, and then other clients don't see that platform there, well, guess what? Motherfucker's Jesus, he's flying. So, whatever. It's just what it is. Whatever. Who cares? That does mean that I think players can speed hack and fly hack and whatever. But listen, if you see your friend doing that, just unfriend them. I don't know what to tell you. What that does mean, however, random lobbies are going to be a bit of a nightmare to do. So we're going to have to give the server maybe, I don't know, a way to blacklist people and whatnot. Maybe that's a good idea. We can definitely give them control for blacklisting and banning people and kicking them out of their lobbies and stuff. So that we can definitely do. As long as it's harmless shit where it's like the only person that can do things to themselves is like themselves, like flying around, which I guess that means they can pick up items and stuff while doing that. As long as we only stay within realms like that, I think it's okay. Like, there's ways that we can maybe validate stuff from the server. It's just the client does things themselves, but the server maybe validates stuff. Like, that could always like, we could always do stuff like that. Maybe. Adds more charm to the friendslop theme anyways. Rick is flying! Anyways. It's 4:20 in the stream. 4 hours, 20 minutes. I'm gonna go. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chat, and sticking around. I'm hungry. I wanna eat something. I'm fucking hungry. I'm overworking. Anyways, is the deadlock update out? You guys would tell me, right? Right? It's not out. Today's a sad day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow? Question mark? Wait, hold on. Tomorrow? Yes. I think I'm good for tomorrow. Yes. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for lurking, chatting, and sticking around, and I'll see you guys then. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay warm. It's fucking cold out there, man. Jeez. It's freezing. The outside's becoming Snowpiercer. We're gonna have a train that, like, goes around the world for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, goodbye. Have a great day.